intro. Ryan is married to Rebecca, landlady of Edenton's village pub, the George and Dragon. As yet, she hasn't been interviewed, though it's likely Kate visited the pub on more than one occasion.
For some reason, I can't seem to stop it right now, even though it says click to exit.
Lodge on the road leading out of Edenton village. Emma was also doing a PhD at the same university, but didn't attend Atlas. Interviewed after Kate's death, Emma seemed shocked and upset, insisting she hadn't seen Kate that night. However, it turned out her boyfriend had. Simon Thompson met Emma at university. After completing his degree around 18 months ago, he went to work at a shop in a neighbouring village.
Tim Fallon made this game.
He started at the Atlas course a few months ago. Simon insisted that he didn't
Tim Fallon of musical video gaming
the
fame.
sergeant interviewing him noted he seemed oddly unmoved by her death, which makes him the first person I want to see tonight. It's time for some answers.
Alright.
Oh my god, the run hasn't started yet.
No.
2.5 hours.
Why are we doing on
attached to that story?
Because that's what it is when you beat the game. It's 100%.
Oh, it's just 2 hours long. You just can't beat the game without getting 100%.
Yeah, every time you beat the game, it's 100% of the game that you're beating. So
2.5 hours is asking a lot.
you get 100% of the contradictions. So, all right.
It's 80% and 100% at the same time.
I'm guessing you're ready for me to go. So, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Please allow me to fumble through this let's play of my yeah.
You're extremely obscure point and click.
Exactly.
Can this be cutscene %, please?
Yes. Here I am remembering the controls. How do I bring up the map? Give me the map. Give me the map. That's not the map. There's the map.
You just spoil the game right now.
Yes.
Oh,
Everyone is a liar.
man.
So I need to search.
Literally everyone.
Here we go. Whoa.
Whoa.
Always nice to randomly find a key on the floor.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if I would call it nice to find keys on the floor.
Hey. Oh, no. I keep hitting the wrong buttons.
I also.
Is VSync the issue?
This is something interesting that I noticed. George said the floor earlier, talking about like the ground outside, which I would call the ground, not the floor. The floor would be this.
Trusting, leaving a bike unlocked.
That guy said the floor too.
You call the floor
and
when
he was
you
outside.
when you play too much RuneScape. You just call it the
Homebrew
floor.
equipment.
I know because I also call it the floor.
Being British.
Maybe this guy plays a lot of RuneScape.
I think so.
Alright.
In handy?
Because when you kill someone in the wilderness and they drop all their shit, you say it's all on the floor. Exactly.
Yeah, just blow your mind.
I know
Like
Diablo.
I'm just watching.
and various other, like the floor for me is defined by anything that is in between.
So here we're just getting some stuff to set up for the first conversation we're gonna have.
Interesting. I thought forensics had checked the whole area. Obviously not very well.
Yeah, it's messed up, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the game. Game's like being a little screwy.
It's
What video are
it's
you
too
running?
much for the computer.
Yeah.
It can't handle this artistic masterpiece.
Can you blame it? Simply or
Is it Simon? Yeah. Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm investigating an incident in the village. Could I come in and ask you a few questions, please?
No, close the door.
Yeah. Thank you.
We actually have a British person on the couch, so we can see if this is actually legal, any of the stuff he's doing.
We can just go
Yeah.
through here
I
if you
don't
want.
quite understand
Emma's
the
working in
UK.
the front room.
Yeah.
George gave
This is Inspector James.
the next
Jenks.
Okay.
There was a death in the village. Kate Vine, I believe you both knew her.
No one dressed like
Do you need to speak to both of us?
I'll just speak to Simon first, if that's okay.
Just come through.
She's
Is it okay with you?
deep
Fine.
Do you want anything?
No.
Yeah. Alright, so actually just gonna go talk to Emma first. Can I what? Can I hello?
Hello?
What's going on here? Why did I ask about that? God damn it.
Do you recognize it or not?
I did not want to do this.
Remind me of something.
So who's the guy that died recently?
Don't know.
No,
seen it
there's
somewhere,
Kate Vine died recently.
Oh,
That's who we're
in
talking
real
about.
life.
Oh, Paul Darrow died recently in real life.
Okay.
Why can't I exit?
So like, there's an exit.
What did they do to this game?
Is it exiting
Hello?
further up right because sometimes it's like off the screen.
I can't click the button, dude. What is going on?
Maybe you
This
just
is
have
pretty
to.
wild.
Is it a run curse? Yeah, it's already cursed.
Hello? I can't do
For
anything.
some reason, you only replay answer.
Okay.
Oh wait, no.
What?
You can exit.
This is
I can't-
impressive. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Not like that.
God, we're
They can't
trapped
keep getting
here.
away with it.
Thank you.
I did it.
Yeah.
It's only a few
Button was too far away.
Where's the subtitles? It's
I
come
can't.
off.
I
Hold
don't
on.
understand what's happening now.
Keep zooming in.
You just didn't have it the right size, man.
Can't believe you didn't have the right size.
Not like this.
Just keep zooming in.
Not like this. Hang on a second. He's fixing it. Don't worry.
Reminder, Lurk's the runner and the tech at the same time.
Yeah.
This is speed.
I don't know where Joel
Now
is.
this is NASA.
Is Joel over there asleep?
Now this.
Now this
Ah, that's all for the
right
moment.
here.
Thank you.
This specific.
Here we go.
All right. Yeah. Perfect.
No. No, this is all part of the time.
Yeah.
Are we gonna roll
It's
record?
definitely like
This is actually part of the run.
Yeah, this is part of the run. Exactly.
definitely cut
Thank you.
off. It's
right.
definitely hard for a cut off on the stream.
I don't give a fuck, alright? Deal with it.
The dozens,
Oh, it's still
dozens
flashing.
of viewers.
Everyone's
What's
so
wrong
hyped
with the
for
game?
Contradiction. 2.5 hours.
This game's amazing.
You guys ready for 2.5 hours?
Always nice to randomly find a key on
I
the
love
floor.
this game.
We found a key, guys.
Whoa. I've never seen that before.
So Lurk, would you say this is...
Did you
Oh,
just
it
OBS
is
disconnected?
OBS?
Dude, honestly,
upload, internet's down.
I wouldn't be that upset.
Homebrew equipment.
Let's
Now this is nasty.
let's figure out what OBS stands for.
Alright, I didn't crash the stream this time.
I'm still pretty damn comfy, so I'm saying this is all in all.
I really like
I'm okay.
Simon, you can't steal it.
Wait,
Simon, no
confirm-
spike.
okay.
stream
Here's,
is
here's the
down.
option: return to Wood Lane or knock for Simon. What are our odds?
What do we do,
What are we
Jack?
gonna
Should
do?
we knock for
No, for the sign. Okay, what do you think Work's gonna do?
I think he's gonna knock for Simon because I just
I
saw
think
him
he's
do it.
gonna win lane. There's no reason for
I
him to do
think it's Wood Lane.
He's gonna return to Woods Lane.
it. I don't
Well,
trust
considering
Cyan.
I just
I
saw
don't
him
trust
knock for
Cyan
Simon.
as far as I can throw.
You know what? Maybe it's not for Simon.
Cyan's scum.
Reminder,
Listen to anything this kid says.
Yeah,
Reminder,
you
Mash
tiny
literally
little man.
destroyed me as my Mason buddy.
He literally threw the game.
Who's going
What an epic. What a basic boy.
Canadian World?
Yeah.
Crashing this game with no survivors.
Killing everyone. 9. It's at 9, but yeah, I'm doing
Try and say the German version. No? No.
9. 9. 9.
You're all going
Is it good?
Is this?
So
Are
he
we
lied.
live?
I told you, yeah.
Whoa.
Do you want
Oh,
me to
yeah, you
stream
had
on
to get
my
this
account
thing.
by channel?
It's
I
like
can-
a piece of jewelry there.
Oh, right.
Stuck between the boards.
What is that,
Well,
Lurk?
truly wedged in.
Do you know what that is?
I know what it is.
Are you gonna tell us?
No spoilers.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
don't
Never mind.
spoil
Don't
it.
spoil, please. I didn't mean to say. Oh wait, we already know. We just saw it 2 seconds ago.
Screwdriver.
It's like some bird.
Dude.
Interesting. I thought forensics had checked the whole area. Obviously not very well.
Wow, forensics needs to get fired.
How does this game have so much screen tearing when it's just fucking pre-rendered shit?
It's too much for it.
Lurk, I have a quick cue.
Mhm.
Is this game better than LA Noire, or would you say they're on equal comfy level?
Is it Simon?
I'd say they're pretty equal, yeah.
Detective
I would say
Inspector
that.
Jenks. I'm investigating an incident in the village. Could I come in and ask you a few questions, please?
That's 9 hours
Yeah.
of me
Thank
sleeping.
you.
Is it really 9
Comfy lines. Eleanor is too comfy. It's
When are you gonna do more Eleanor runs?
Whenever silent.
We can just go through here if you want. Emma's working in the front room. This is Inspector
I like Emma.
James.
Emma's fine by me.
I bet she's the
Emma's
killer.
huge.
There was a death in the village. Kate Vine, I believe you both knew her.
Emma couldn't be the bad guy.
Emma's mafia.
I'll just speak to Simon first, if that's okay.
God, I love his fucking hat.
Just come through.
It's a fedora.
Alright, now in theory I can hit the buttons this time.
It's quite literally a fedora.
These hats are stupid.
That's what Indiana Jones wears. That's literally a fedora.
This couch is literally retarded.
All right.
What you see over there is a trilby, right?
Thank you.
right about that.
Probably be back
Okay.
later.
But I don't like your
It's only a few questions.
That is
Historical
quite literally a
significance.
fedora. You know, search your heart. You know it to be true.
no.
Ever seen this?
Do I need to break out
Looks
these?
like,
The subtitles aren't on, so I need to actually be able to.
it's my old necklace. I gave this to Kate.
So Kate might have been wearing it last Friday.
Yeah, well, perhaps, but I can't see why. She was always buying new things, you know, lots of jewelry, stuff like that. It's meant to be a bird in cage, but the cage's fallen off.
That is a trilby.
Oh, I'll show you.
Where did you buy it?
I didn't. Some wanted present.
Secret admirer.
Not so secret.
See.
That's how it should have looked. It's called a freedom necklace.
I'm not
Do you mind if I
gonna lie.
keep this?
No?
I like
Not
this
at all.
game.
So the necklace did belong to Kate. Interesting. I'm starting to wish I'd brought a spare evidence bag.
I can do this.
I noticed a lot of bottles outside. Are they yours?
Yeah, I make homebrew.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, I give it out to my friends and stuff. I tried selling it at first, but I didn't have any takers. Except for James over at Farmlands. I used to trade it to him for herbs and stuff.
Do you see James a lot?
No, not really.
To be honest.
It increases the excitement of the show.
When was the last time you saw Kate Vine?
So, last Friday's meeting, I think.
Did you see her after the meeting?
No.
How long have you known Kate?
That would be when we started Atlas. 3 months ago?
Did you socialise outside Atlas?
They're British.
How would you describe her? What sort of person was she?
Can we get subtitles
Well,
up after this
she's
scene? I guess?
talented. She was full of life, you know?
Pretty sure it's kind of like
Sharp,
zoomed in on
quite
the
sharp.
screen right now. You have to
Would you
fix that in a second.
say she had any emotional problems?
So is this
Her
unskippable
mood,
or-
her mood could
Yeah,
change.
you can't skip the cutscenes.
And,
Oh, cool.
Well, there was the drinking problem.
When did you become aware of that?
Honestly, the best game.
Come drunk to meetings sometimes. She would
You
reek
can skip
of
them once
stuff.
you've seen
I mean,
them
everyone
before.
knew, but nobody really said it.
So, tell me a bit about this.
It's just a business management training program for postgrads.
And you started this after you left college?
Yeah.
And it's on every Friday?
Yeah, well, my group isn't doing it this Friday, but one of the groups is.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, I'll have to get subtitles after we do this then. Yeah, too bad. Fair mouse card.
That's what the entire game's about.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Emma had one like it.
So fresh.
Actually, you know what? Kate had one. I remember because I asked her
This
about
guy's
it one night when we were all out drinking in college. I was probably pretty drunk.
That's what college is all about.
He looks like Macaulay Culkin, but like 30 years old.
Alright, so now I have connected the contradiction.
Well, he looks like
So
Macaulay
how
Culkin
did
if
you know
Macaulay Culkin
Kate was
did
wearing a
all the drugs.
freedom necklace 18 months ago? At college?
Well, I knew Kate at college, but I didn't get to know her till we started Atlas.
Right. So you didn't socialise with her at college? No. And you didn't socialise with her outside of Atlas?
No.
Increase the volume a bit.
You didn't see her outside Atlas at all?
No, they're even.
No. No, not at all.
So Simon did know Kate at college, but why would he lie about that? Maybe he knows Kate better than he's willing to
Are
admit.
these screen tears actually part of the game, like
Rebecca's
in,
working in the pub tonight.
like in Fight Club? You know how there's
Broken window.
You guys ever seen that movie Fight
Might have to ask about that.
Now I see Now I see where Lurk got all his mafia skills from.
From this game.
Padlocked door.
What
Really
about
telling.
that key?
Very telling.
Is this legal?
Oh, that's not legal.
You can't just open the fucking locked door.
I mean, we got the key.
Well,
Oh man.
I mean,
Simon, turning your badge.
Nice. The light.
Just saying, any proof he gets doesn't count in court.
You can ask.
Take shit out of some random basement.
I wonder whose mask this is. Rebecca's or Ryan's?
Lurk, would you be okay if we turn like some lights off or something? Or is that too much?
I really need.
I'd say why not? Yeah, go for it.
Just don't do the dark.
Yeah, dark. I don't want to hit the light switch that actually turns on the
let's
entire.
turn off
The light switch that actually just turns off everything in the room.
So not as long. I love it.
Small.
we have subtitles now?
This is squid at the top.
Oh,
Sorry, what can I get you?
Detective Inspector Jenks. Rebecca, is it?
They're all murderers.
There's been an incident in the village. I'm conducting an investigation. Could I ask you a few questions, please?
Right. Come through.
Thank you.
I haven't even noticed an screen.
What is happening? How is it possible?
What's it about?
There's been an unexplained death locally. Not sure if you've heard.
Not like
The
it's
student?
lingering anything.
Yes.
Yes,
I
it
don't
was
get
dreadful
it.
news.
You're married to Ryan, one of the Atlas leaders, yes?
I suppose I am, yes.
Well, I just wanted to ask a few questions about Kate and Atlas, if that's okay.
I don't know if I'll be able to answer any of them, but sure.
wow. Okay. Very suspect.
Shut up, she's cute.
Damn,
I bet they're fucking.
How did the window get broken out round the back?
I don't actually know. Someone said two girls were arguing outside. I found out after they'd gone.
And when was this?
Last Friday, just after we opened, about 6:30. I taped over it until I can get it fixed. We don't want people getting cut and suing us.
Does that sort of thing happen a lot? Arguments?
No, not really. I'm quite strict when it comes to borrowing clients I don't think are suitable.
She's kinky. Oh yeah. Can you turn on subtitles? I hate to say it again.
You're gonna need to say it again after this this here scene.
Just say it again.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Did you know Kate?
Not very well. She came in a few times, but she was quite a moody person. You could tell she had problems.
When was the last time you saw her?
Friday. She popped in for a minute.
And when was that?
7ish.
Was she on her own?
I didn't see who she was with. She put £20 on the bar and then left.
What was that for?
A breakage, presumably.
£20? Just for a beer glass?
Well, she was very drunk. She just put it on the bar and then walked out.
Was there a broken glass?
Not that I noticed. But she was a strange girl.
Very interesting.
Very tough.
Makes me think.
Really makes you think.
Aha.
Contradiction.
So, you said Kate gave you £20 for a breakage, but you didn't have a breakage.
That's right.
Do you think the payment could have been for the broken window? Could it have been Kate who was arguing?
The epiphany hits.
Well, I suppose it could have been. Yeah. Could have been Kate, you're probably right, yeah.
But you don't know who she was arguing with.
No, I'm not sure.
I'll ask around. Not realising Kate had broken the window. Rebecca really should have worked that out before now.
We did it,
Unless
boys.
she-
Subtitles are on. Alright. Here we go. Now we go into the woods, and we're gonna randomly see some dude.
Oh yeah, I remember this dude.
This This guy. This guy's just chilling.
You will notice that he is smoking the
I'm a
dank.
police officer, Detective Inspector Jenks. It's all right. You can carry on if you want.
Just look at all that stuff he's smoking.
I'm investigating a death.
Foot just full of stuff.
There was a death recently.
Hello, I knew her.
Well, could I ask you a few questions, please?
A bit dark.
Well, if you give me your name and address, I'll come later on.
It doesn't look that dark.
Where do you live?
Where do you live?
And what's your name?
Take my ass.
Wow.
Oh, he's nameless. All right, got you.
I keep thinking that this is the map for some reason. Okay, here we go. So now we gotta go a little farther, actually. To the farmhouse.
According to the map, Abbey Farm is across the road there.
And we'll go up here. And we'll go in here. We are the law.
I am the law.
Let's do a little searching.
Picture frames with black painted glass.
Yeah,
very interesting.
We'll take one of those. Yeah. All right.
I wonder what this means. What's yours is mine.
Yeah.
What's mine is mine. Yeah. This is all for the.
It's all good.
What if, like, Jenks is just a club toe?
Maybe he did it.
Oh, he's a
Like,
part-time.
maybe he did it.
He wanted her to win.
Could I ask
And
you a
now
few more
he's
questions,
just
please?
using
Take
it
me
as
long.
an excuse
Haven't
to
got much
steal
time.
everything.
I believe it.
Like, as trophies from all
I
of
think
the
everyone,
people in this town.
every single person in this town is in a conspiracy to kill this one chick.
Where do you want to sit?
It's like a 50
Oh, anywhere's fine. I didn't quite catch your name.
James, sit there.
Thank you, James.
This guy is very asshole.
Why are you asking me about Kate Vine?
Routine. You know Simon, don't you? Thompson.
Why, what did he say?
That you all went to college together, you and Kate. Is that right?
Might have done.
Right. Good enough. Now, what's all this stuff in the workshop? Paint and stencils and things like that?
Just a little sideline of mine.
Oh, you do picture framing?
They're black mirrors. Scrying mirrors.
Duh.
Now, what's a scrying mirror?
Show you one if you want.
Freaking boomers.
Don't even know what a scrying
Scrying goes back centuries. The ancient Persians did it. This country pagans still practice it. The fortune tellers
Tell a comfy
that's what
boys.
crystal ball's all about. It's all scrying. Mirror's just one way of doing it.
But what is
A little
scrying?
bit, yeah.
Okay.
Depends who you are. People do it for different reasons.
What sort of reasons?
Exploring your mind, clearing your mind,
My man.
communicating with the dead.
Is that what you use them for, James? Communicating with the dead?
Only make them for other people these days.
And there's a market for these, is there?
Everyone killed her. Fuck
Lots
it.
of people want to talk to the dead,
If everyone killed her,
even if they don't believe in it.
no one kills.
Do you make a profit on them?
Don't do it for the money.
How very charitable of you. Can I keep this?
Exactly.
Keep it.
Can't be wrong.
Thank you.
I'm always on the winning team.
Black mirrors and
That's
hookah.
enough of James.
I wonder what
For
else
now.
James is into.
Imagine the payoff of this game is that she just committed suicide. No one actually killed her.
2 hours and
2.5 hours in, and you just find out she committed suicide.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
No, not even better.
There's no payoff at all.
No, not even better. She comes back. I'll just run away.
Have a look at this. Know anything about that?
I haven't seen this one, but it looks a lot like an Atlas mask. We use them for some of the workshops and stuff.
Really?
Well, you have to say something boastful or arrogant. You do it first without the mask, and then you say it with a mask.
And the point is?
Well, it's easier when you have the mask on, isn't it? People are not as afraid to be free about themselves, you know?
What did you find out about Atlas?
Well, it was advertised. Actually, I think I've still got the... This is the advert that was at my college. To be honest, I've learned more in 3 months at Atlas than I did in 3 years at business school.
Oof.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, enough
I
for
suppose
Simon.
that might be useful as a conversational starter.
All right. We're gonna pummel Emma now.
Have you seen one of these before?
Is that from James?
Now, what do you know about James?
That he's creepy. He was selling them last Friday at the market. There's a market every week type thing. And I usually go there for lunch.
So you wouldn't buy one of these?
No, I wouldn't.
Go easy on her, please.
But Kate would.
Was she into this sort of thing?
No, I don't think so. She bought one, and I went round to her flat to try it out. You're meant to see ghosts or spirits or something. It doesn't work.
How do you use it?
You're just meant to stare into it. Shall I show you?
Go ahead.
Okay, so you just stare like this, and then you see.
See what?
Sorry. Look, you're meant to see a ghost or something. Look, it doesn't work. Didn't work, so.
Did you hear about an argument in the pub last Friday?
No, I wasn't there.
You weren't in the village?
No, I went home last Thursday night, actually, to see my parents.
But you do visit the pub.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I know Rebecca quite well. We all went there quite a bit after college.
Aha.
So, you went home to see your parents on Thursday night, that right?
Yes.
But you said you saw James at the market on Friday.
No, I went to see my parents on Friday night.
What time did you go on Friday?
8 or 9.
And you didn't see Kate at all on Friday?
No.
You're not a very good liar, Emma.
Okay. I saw Kate.
Where?
At the pub, we were arguing.
Go on. What were you arguing about?
I'd lent her £50 because she was desperate, and we were just arguing. It didn't really bother me. She just didn't have it.
And Kate broke the window?
Yes. She did things like that when she was angry.
Smash things?
Yes.
So it was Emma arguing with Kate, but why didn't she want to admit it? In case it gave her a motive? Or something else? Aha.
So you lent money to Kate because she was desperate, but she bought loads of jewellery and things. So why were you lending her money?
Well, no, it's because,
It wasn't about money, was it, Emma?
No.
Go on. What was it really about?
We were arguing because she was going to blackmail Ryan, the guy from Atlas, over an affair he was having, and then tell his wife if he didn't give her the money.
Ryan's affair with Kate?
No, I don't know. I think he was having an affair with another student and Kate found out.
And why were you involved?
Because I didn't really agree with it. I didn't agree with what she was doing, even if he did have an affair.
Were you friends with Ryan?
No, I'd never met him.
You just thought Kate was wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure about this. Emma's either on a moral crusade, or there's another reason she was worried about Kate blackmailing Ryan.
What do you know about Atlas?
I know that it's a business course. I went with Simon when he first went, but it wasn't really my thing.
How often did you go?
Just the once.
And you decided it wasn't for you?
Yeah, I'd been to something similar, so I decided it wasn't for me.
Aha. You said you went to an Atlas meeting with Simon.
Yes.
That's interesting, because I happen to know that Ryan is the main lecturer at Atlas. But you say you never met him. Why did you say you don't know him?
Okay, I need to tell you something.
They are really good graphics.
You need to make sure Simon doesn't find out.
I won't be telling Simon anything he doesn't have to hear.
And you can't tell Rebecca either.
Go on.
Okay, so the affair that happened was between Ryan and I. I was having the affair, and Kate knew.
So Kate was blackmailing both of you?
No, she didn't care about me. It was part of the course, you see, having to take all these risks. She thought it was funny to turn her back on Ryan. She thought I wouldn't care.
But you did.
Yes, I was already with Simon when Ryan and I, and I didn't want Simon finding out, and Kate thought that he wouldn't, but I didn't want her risking it. And then if Rebecca found out, then Simon would definitely have found out, and then it would have blown up, and it would have just been a big mess.
And so you just argued and what?
Well, she just stormed off and broke a window.
And that was it? You didn't see her again that night?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. I promise.
7 o'clock. So, Ryan's a bit of a Lothario, is he? I think it's time I met this Ryan Rand face to face.
There you go. Come on. Thank you.
He's like, this motherfucker.
Smells nice. What is that?
Chili pork.
No idea you're a cook.
Oh, no, I used to be more into it.
Yeah, you'll notice the sound's a little loud because I went too fast.
Here?
Speed tap.
No, at the farmhouse where I used to live. Where was that? That's what James says. Yeah, we used to share a house together. The farmer used to let us use a corner of his greenhouse to grow stuff.
Have you knew James that well?
Well, didn't really get on.
The greenhouses.
Well, it's just through the farmyard at the back.
Interesting.
Very telling.
Okay, that's all we needed.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Peace.
Best to knock on the window for Emma. Simon always answers the front door.
Did you get any chili pork on the way there?
I need to go here.
Sounds delicious.
Here we are. Oh yeah.
That's me.
That's me.
That's me right now.
In the future.
That's
What
me
are you?
NASA.
Private eye?
No, I'm a police inspector.
Who are you looking for?
I'm investigating a death in the village.
That student, then. They did one last year, too. Same place.
Did what?
Drowned a student. Ask that psycho about it. He runs that business cult thing up at the big house. Bunch of nut jobs.
Hey, what was the student's name?
Liam something? Or sod?
This drunk guy.
Atlas's reputation precedes them. I think I might call the station, find out a bit more about this Liam.
Has anyone tried to call that number?
No.
Mike, it's Jenks. Yeah, the chief's put me on a case tonight, the Edenton girl.
So it says I can leave the call box.
I wish it was.
I can't.
Listen, are you near a computer?
I can't be. Go on.
Do you know anything about a death last year? Someone
Just to
called
make sure
Liam
anyone who's
in
thinking they're
Edenton
really
Village.
clever by this being here and me not clicking in. You know? I can't leave.
Yeah, Liam Rogers. It's a suicide last year.
Suicide?
I've got 2 suicides in 2 years, both on Edenton. I mean, you've got your work cut out, Chexy.
Yeah, don't I know it?
Right, well, good luck with that. See you Monday.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, figure it out.
Simon mentioned another greenhouse on the farm. Must be up the hill over there.
Oh. I think I went to the wrong greenhouse. Yep. Go up further. There we go. This was the info we needed from Simon. We couldn't see this ourselves.
It's a really hidden stairwell.
All right, what can we steal? I mean, investigate. Investigate.
Yeah.
Investigate.
Yeah.
I wonder if James knows this is here. I don't know what it is, but it'd be interesting to see what he says about it.
Wow. What does James have to say?
A little too far.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. Do you know what these are?
Sticky.
Oh, magic mint. Where did you find this?
Magic mint.
Salvia divinorum. I used to grow it years ago. It makes you trip.
In what way?
It's a hallucinogenic and legal. Quite a dangerous combination, really.
Do you use it?
Me? No. No, I don't even take medicines. I like to stay pure.
I didn't expect Rebecca to know about growing drugs. I know she claims not to use them herself, and I'm not so sure.
Oh, sorry, too far there.
I'm being attacked.
Couple more questions, if that's okay. Ever heard of Salvia divinorum, James?
What's that, skin cream?
It's not a skin cream, no. It's a plant.
Really? Don't know much about plants.
So you've never heard of Salvia?
No.
Did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam who died.
I mean, Liam who killed himself.
Yeah.
He was in my year, on a different course.
What course was Liam on?
Can't remember, not mine.
What was
Do you have a
yours?
favorite quote?
Plant science. First time I knew about Liam was when he killed himself.
Right, so you didn't meet him?
No.
Aha. So, your degree is in plant science, but you don't seem to know anything about plants.
Well, still got a lot to learn.
So you're still saying you've never heard of salvia?
Didn't say that.
So you have.
Maybe.
And you do grow it.
Yeah, it's legal, why not?
What do you do with it?
I use it for explorative purposes, meditation.
And does this involve anybody else?
Why?
Do you sell it or give it to anybody else? Sure.
Yeah, it's just for me, nobody else.
And that's the only drug you grow, is it?
Feel free to go and look if you want.
It's okay, I'll look later.
As in we already looked.
Yeah.
The only drug he grows. I'm not sure I believe that, James. Then again, would someone growing illegal drugs bother growing a legal one? Have you ever tried Simon's homebrew?
Thompson's tar? Yeah, I've tried it.
Did he sell it?
Well, not to me, not for money anyway. We used to trade stuff.
What did you trade?
I make a nice herbal tea as it happens. Him and his girlfriend were into it.
What was his beer like?
Lethal.
Strong?
Knock your eyes out.
Aha. When you say herbal tea, do you mean salvia?
Probably.
So you traded salvia tea with Simon for his homebrew. So why did you say you didn't give salvia to anybody else? Did you give it to anybody else? How many people did you give it to? Did you give it to Kate?
No.
How about Liam?
I didn't have anything to do with him dying, if that's what you mean.
So you did give him salvia?
Yes, I gave him salvia because he asked for it, but that's not what killed him.
Well, he committed suicide, James, because of psychological issues that probably weren't helped by him trying hallucinogenic drugs.
He didn't commit suicide. You don't know anything about him. You don't know what happened.
Okay, so what happened then?
Do you even know about Third Eye?
Go on.
You don't know
Fucking
about
boomers,
Third Eye.
man.
You don't know about Third Eye. Nothing about Liam's death. I mean, forget Salvia.
Fine, tell me then.
Third Eye was a cult. We had our very own psycho cult operating right here from our village hall. And I got rid of them single-handed. I'm the one who got rid of Third Eye. Did they tell you that at the station?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, start again. They were what?
You don't know anything, do you? Look. They were
Reveals
reeling
his
in students.
Alex Jones
pretending to be
podcast
some sort of
collection.
happy life course, you know. We can make your life better sort of crap. Then they were putting everyone through this brainwashing program to make them compliant and selling them on. It's all there.
What do you mean, selling them on?
Selling them. Objects, commodities.
To who?
To anyone who could afford them. Top politicians, famous celebrities, wealthy businessmen, you name it.
What for?
You don't get it, do you? Third Eye were making and selling slaves. They were black market slave traders. They were wiping people's personalities using ECT, brainwashing, cocktails of hard drugs, deliberately turning them into perfect slaves. You know how much slaves are worth on the black market these days?
No.
Millions. And I'm talking per slave. That's why anyone who stood up to them and threatened to go public like Liam was just killed off. They didn't give a damn.
So you're saying Liam was murdered by Third Eye?
Exactly what I'm saying. So I started looking into it. They were all saying it was suicide, but there's no way.
So, did you ever actually meet Liam?
Found out about him.
And how did you find out about all this other stuff?
Well, it's obvious. You can tell. I met some of the students. You could see straight away there was something wrong. They were like zombies. And I can tell when someone's got ECT damage or when they've been through mind conditioning. It's just obvious. The US military used all these techniques back in the 50s. It's all documented. You can read about it. They showed all the same signs.
So, did you ever actually go to a meeting?
No, but I knew what went on.
How?
From what people said who'd been through it.
Okay, so do you know anyone I could speak to who did go through it?
Well, no. Look, it doesn't matter. Why did they close down if it wasn't true? They just closed down and disappeared overnight after I put all the flyers up. Bit of a coincidence.
But that was just after Liam died.
Yeah.
And do you think that had anything to do with it?
Maybe, but it was the flyers that forced them to close.
Okay. Do you mind if I keep this?
Yeah, you investigate it. It'll all come out. Third Eye definitely killed Liam.
Well, that was a lot to take in. Does James really believe all this stuff? This is the first I've heard about Third Eye. Question is, what's their connection with Atlas, if there is one?
Oh, wait. Hold on. I think I need to go here first. Yeah.
You mind not defacing public property, please?
What's it to you?
Well, I'm a policeman.
And that's supposed to make what difference exactly?
It means that you do exactly what I tell you to do.
Or what? Or you arrest me?
No, I'll give you a fine this time.
So, if I do something that you don't like, I have to give you some money? What happens if you do something that I don't like? You're going to give me some money?
Look, I do not have time to discuss it at the moment. Can you just go?
Pathetic.
That's the chat.
Chat move. This car alarm probably went off all last night.
That was really well carved.
What a prize brat. But why would he carve that into a tree? Either he's a die-hard rock fan, or there's more to that symbol than meets the eye. If I did, this, would that mean anything to you?
Who did you see doing that?
Someone in the woods, carving it into a tree.
That was Kyle. It's a guy from the course. He's an idiot.
And where does he live?
I can't remember. Somewhere outside the village? The three fingers thing is something the students started doing. It's something from the course. The three freedoms.
The what?
The three freedoms? It's from the course. It's a phrase.
Free to be free?
Free yourself from the things that are holding you back, right? Things that stop you being successful.
What are they?
There's fear of failure, guilt, and doubting, self-doubt.
You believe that?
Yeah. Guilt ruins lives. It stops you looking forward. It serves no practical purpose. It's basically destructive.
Right. Free to be free. Not the most original slogan, but I wonder how far this freedom goes. Ryan was interviewed in the lounge, according to the report. That must be his office. Ryan!
Yes?
Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm conducting an investigation in the area. Wouldn't mind asking you a few questions, all right?
Come in, Inspector.
Thank you.
Drink, Inspector.
I'd better not, eh?
So you wanted to speak to me?
I believe that Kate Vine was a student at Atlas.
Kate Vine? Well, yes, she was. All of this has been thoroughly investigated, Inspector. It was suicide.
Well, we have reason to believe there may be rather more to it than that.
Really? Well, then, in that case, I'd be prepared to assist in any way possible.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Can you tell me a bit about the phrase free to be free?
Free to be free, my favourite motto. Well, we teach our students that people, well, they suffer from excessive guilt, don't they? Excessive self-criticism, excessive doubt. Evils of excess, we call them. And we tell our students that if they rid themselves of these evils, then they're free to realise their full potential.
Who came up with all this?
I have a background in psychology.
Honestly?
Yeah, don't look so surprised, Inspector. There's an intellect lurking in here.
When did you come up with the phrase?
When we were based at the village hall. When I say we, I came up with the phrase. Dad's more the money man.
And very successful at it too, I hear.
Oh, he's successful, but he's not a creative man. Dad suffers from a lack of imagination.
What do you know about this?
Not much.
So you've never seen this before? You don't know anything about Third Eye?
Well, I don't remember seeing it now.
You don't recognize any of the symbols on it?
No, sorry.
Where is the mask? There it is.
Can you tell me about this?
Haven't seen that for a while. We had a friend who used to make them for us for the course. He passed away last year.
What does the symbol mean?
It's borrowed from paganism. It's the symbol of the triple goddess. The mother, maiden, and crone, represented by the waxing and waning of the moon. It's an ancient symbol. It predates Christianity. Some people say that it dates back to Paleolithic times.
And is that relevant to the course?
Well, no. I mean, it's a symbol we dabbled with, but it's not particularly relevant. We don't use it on the course, no.
Aha. Ryan, you've just told me all about the moon symbols on the mask. Then you're claiming you don't know anything about the symbols on the flyer. It's all the same thing.
Oh, actually, yes. Sorry, yes, I do remember that.
So what did you know about Third Eye?
Oh, not much, really. Never came into contact with them.
That explanation was way too short. Ryan's definitely hiding something. Aha. According to the flyer, this Third Eye group was based at the village hall, is that right?
Was it?
That's where you were based, wasn't it? Yeah, you said you invented the Atlas phrase free to be free while you were based at the village hall.
So I did.
So you must have come into contact with Third Eye at some point. You were using the same hall.
Well, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with you, Inspector. You see, Third Eye is, or was, Atlas under a different name. Sorry.
Atlas is Third Eye.
In a new improved form, yes.
And you ran Third Eye?
With Dad, yes.
So you must have known Liam. You didn't just meet him, did you?
Yes, I knew him, Inspector, but don't get your hopes up. All of this has been thoroughly investigated and cleared up.
You've been investigated about his death?
They dropped the case. We didn't have anything to do with it. Well, when I say drop the case, I mean a police investigation is one thing, but what the public thinks is another. They threatened to go public, and then James bloody Wilson started distributing his flyers, and that was it. No choice. It was an end to it.
You had to change the name.
We'd already paid the family an out-of-court settlement. Thought that was an end to it. But then James, his cronies, they wouldn't leave it alone. So we had to close down, buy a new place, rebrand. So eventually, we reopened here.
As Atlas?
As Atlas.
And it worked?
Up till now, yes.
So you knew James Wilson too?
We knew James, but he didn't know us as such. Oh, he was very quick to shoot us down, but he didn't do anything like actually coming to the course to see what he was about.
So James wouldn't know that you were now running Atlas?
Not unless he came to one of our courses.
And how much of all that stuff was true? ECT machines, brainwashing?
I'm afraid that exists only exclusively in the mind of Mr. Wilson. All we do is make better business people. We challenge their prejudices and presumptions. Why don't you come along and see for yourself? The course starts in 15 minutes. Excuse me, Inspector. Hello. I can't come back now. Well, you have my car at the moment. All right. All right. See you later. That was Dad. I have to go back. You can come and meet him if you like.
Well, I might come and have a chat.
Come with me. To be perfectly honest, Dad's a great businessman, but he lacks imagination. He does, however, believe in the power of the individual, when taught by the right teacher, of course. Ryan! In here. Just coming.
Prepare your F's, boys. Yeah, so rest in peace, Paul Darrow. He recently passed away like 2 days ago.
I'm
or something like
investigating
that.
a death in the
Maybe
village.
it's been 3 days now.
I believe
but
you
yeah.
knew Kate Vine.
Big F to Paul Darrow.
Oh, I thought all this was dealt with, Inspector. You do know that Kate Vine was a gherkin short of a Big Mac. You do now.
Father.
You must forgive my son, Inspector. He still can't summon up the courage to come straight to the point. So what do you want to know?
Well, a few more questions if you don't mind.
But I do mind. I'm a very busy man. Try asking an intelligent question, like, do I mind being quizzed about a once promising student who turned into a useless drunk? Ryan, would you mind leaving us for a while?
I'll go back to the centre. I have one or two things to prepare. Call me if you need me, Dad.
You may begin, Mr. Holmes, although I'm not going to be able to help you. I don't have much to do with the course nowadays, so I can't give you any hard information.
That's as maybe, but we
No,
need...
that's as is. But if you want my opinion, I'd be quite happy to give it to you. So, fire away.
Okay. Thank you. Wow, Paul certainly doesn't take any prisoners. It's obvious who's pulling the strings. Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum, or magic mint?
Sounds like it might be a drug.
It's a hallucinogenic plant. Legal, as a matter of fact.
I'm not a drug taker, Inspector. I have no enthusiasm for voluntarily poisoning your brain.
And you've never seen anyone on the course taking it?
Well, if someone had, they wouldn't have done it openly. We don't allow drugs or alcohol on our course. We like to tell the students that success is the best drug. Whether you buy into that, of course, is another matter.
Oh, God. You can't get away with this again. Not this.
Not like this.
Oh, no. Oh, God. No. No. No,
wait, please. Lurk. Fix it. Can you be on?
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Be right back.
Let's
I
try that again.
I might be seeing a lot of Paul tonight.
Hey, we're in there again. Okay, we did it. What's the other one? Right, Liam.
How well did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam, who took his life.
Oh. Well,
what is Liam's last name? We'll never know.
He was a good student, confident, outgoing.
You didn't notice any problems?
I believe he had problems at home.
Were you there when he died?
Yeah.
And afterwards? You didn't see him after the meeting?
No.
What was Liam like that night?
No. Apart from being drunk, or possibly because of that, he seemed perfectly happy.
He was drunk?
Well, I assume the bottle in his hand contained whiskey and not lemonade.
Lots of similarities to Kate, don't you think? Drinking, depression. Is that normal for the students?
People come into the Atlas course for quick
Drinking,
solutions
depression.
to their
Yeah,
problems.
that sounds like a student.
And when they don't get them as quickly as they might have liked, sometimes their impatience gets the better of them.
Here we are.
Aha. So if you don't allow drink or drugs onto the site, why did you allow Liam to drink whiskey all night?
Well, we did give him various warnings. Did try to stop him, but didn't work.
But you let him stay on the course?
Yeah, well, we couldn't throw him out. This isn't a primary school, Inspector. We're not the police. We can't enforce these rules. If they pay their fees, they're entitled to stay on the course.
And what if they want to take drugs?
As long as they do it with discretion, frankly, I don't care if they want to wipe or inject paint stripper all over their faces.
Do you store any alcohol at Atlas?
No.
Is there a kitchen?
Why, do you want to go down there and check?
Well, obviously you wouldn't mind if what you're saying is true.
Of course I wouldn't mind. It's past the lavatories down the corridor, but you won't find any drugs in there or alcohol.
How about a sandwich?
Whether I find alcohol at Atlas or not, it probably isn't particularly relevant. But what do you know about this?
Looks like a mask.
You don't recognize it?
Not particularly. Looks like a monarch mask.
What's a monarch mask?
Monarch is fancy dress outfitters.
I'm just going to ask him about these things before we leave. And the card.
What do you know about this?
It's a freedom necklace. It's a symbol we use sometimes on the course. Little bird in cage flying away. Freeing themselves from their past is the analogy.
So do they get them when they join the course or something?
No, not as a rule. I think I bought one once as a present.
Oh, not for Kate, by any chance?
No. Not for Kate. I can't really remember who it was for. A birthday present, maybe for one of the students.
Which student?
I've no idea.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you. So the kitchen must be down the corridor there, if what Paul said is true. Interesting.
Hell yeah.
Well, there's a TV right there with a DVD player. I don't think anyone will mind if I have a quick look at this.
She's just gonna watch someone's porn. It's kind of messed up.
Riveting
Well,
stuff,
that was odd. Looked like someone pickpocketing, but why make a video of it?
Let yourself go. Feel your soul lifting. Then wait for the moment to break free. Then break free. Excellent, Hannah.
Well,
Could you come back later, please?
what's going on here?
Please, leave.
Sorry, Ryan, there's a few more questions I have to ask you yet, and time's ticking by. Okay.
This is our garage now.
So, those are Ryan's guitars, kept in a garage. Not really the best place to keep them. A few more questions, please. Thank you. What do you know about doll burning?
Not on the course. It's a ritual thing. It's getting rid of things that you don't need. Throw it into the fire.
And that's a good thing?
Well, yeah, it helps you getting rid of things you don't need, so you can move on, take control again.
So what are the masks for?
They're just to help you get into the right frame of mind. Just get you into the zone, you know, help with the trance.
A trance?
Yeah. It's like self-hypnosis. We do it on the course sometimes. It's just to help you get into the right frame of mind, you know.
So you hypnotize yourself? How do you do that?
Just stare into a mirror and chant something, you know, just say the same thing over and over again. Or you could just close your eyes and put yourself into a trance. Some people can do that.
And that's safe?
Well, yeah. Hypnosis doesn't work the way that most people think it does. You can't just be hypnotized if you don't want to be hypnotized. But you can learn to hypnotize yourself.
What did you say it was called? Auto-hypnosis?
Self-hypnosis, auto-hypnosis, same thing, really.
I think Simon was a bit too quick to play down the role of auto-hypnosis on the course. I'll have to ask around about this.
What do you know about a student called Liam? Committed suicide last year.
Only that I didn't know him really well.
What do you know about Ryan's guitar collection?
I know he plays, because he tried to buy one off me.
Do you play?
I used to. I used to be in a band, but I was a singer as well, so I got away with it.
Singer as well?
Yeah, I used to sing in a band every night. But sometimes it was in a pub, but usually at Rebecca's.
What was that called?
It was called Blackstone. And this guy from a record company once came to see us, and he said the band was rubbish, but that I was good. So after that, I don't think they liked me much, and then we broke up after college.
Can't hide talent. Aha. That band you sang in, Blackstone. Who else was in the band?
Just a few people from college.
Including Liam?
Yeah.
Why did you say you didn't know him?
No, it's not that. I just thought you meant that I didn't know about his suicide.
Did you?
No, I was away on holiday.
When he died?
Yeah, I only knew him through the band.
She definitely knows more than she's saying. She was in a band with Liam, but didn't know about his problem? I'm not sure I believe you, Emma.
Fucking Emma.
Ask you a couple more things, please. Seen this before?
This your porn? As a matter of fact, it is.
We're gonna kill Emma.
The writing looks funny, but not.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa.
Fucking
The
hell.
DVD. That's all they took.
They took
Must
the
have been
porn.
deliberate. Someone clearly wanted that back. Nice and helpful of them to leave a piece of evidence behind, though.
It's a reusable bag, too.
Oh, perfect. We can recycle.
Hell yeah.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind. Have you seen this before?
No, I don't think so.
You don't recognise the shop?
No.
Is there someone else who works at Atlas? Someone who may have been there tonight?
No. There's a cleaner. Comes at strange times, but then he's a strange boy. Work experience.
As a cleaner?
Well, we did try him in accounts, but didn't work out.
Woo!
Wow.
Alright, mask. Where's the mask? Cardboard mask. Hey. Aha.
Do you visit Monarch Costumes a lot?
No. I used to go in there occasionally. Why?
But you do know the shop.
Yes, of course I do.
You see, Paul, I thought you said you didn't know where this bag was from.
Well, maybe I do.
This was used to put over my head, Paul, by a mugger. Would you like to tell me something?
Please suggest something that I had something to do with your mugging.
Did you?
You really asked the most ridiculous questions. Of course I didn't.
So why did you lie about the shop?
Well, I didn't have anything to do with your mugging, Inspector, but I might know somebody who did.
Go on.
Did Ryan mention Jason to you as a cleaner? Unfortunately, Ryan at some point told Jason that the DVD mustn't be removed from the site. So, when he saw you take it, he simply thought that he was doing us a favour by, getting it back. He isn't exactly what you'd call one of Darwin's best examples.
So what's on the DVD that's so special?
All right, it was something I did myself, a little stunt I pulled to amuse the students.
What kind of stunt?
I pretended to steal from the students. I emphasize the word pretended. The students knew all about it afterwards. Everything was above board.
Steal from students? Why?
We were doing a piece about pushing the limit, so I decided I would show them how it was done. Oh, don't look so serious, Inspector. I returned everybody's things immediately afterwards. No harm done.
And when was this?
Last year sometime.
At Third Eye or Atlas?
Third Eye, I think.
And this was before or after Liam died?
Well, since you'll probably find out anyway, it happened to be on the night that Liam died, as it happens. Before you ask. No. I didn't steal from him.
He's so happy.
Do you think it's a good idea to encourage students to steal, Paul?
I wasn't encouraging students to steal. Policemen are so literal.
Meanwhile, he's stealing.
Life is shades of gray. Much as the Force might like it, it doesn't divide neatly into blacks and whites. Now, if you don't mind, you're going to have to excuse me for a moment. You know where the door is.
I see he was quick enough to claim he didn't steal from Liam. What kind of stunt was that anyway? And Liam dying later the same night? It's just all a bit too suspicious.
Oh wait, is that the right one? Yeah.
What do you know about Paul Rand?
Paul the Slime.
You've obviously met him then.
Yes, I have.
What do you know about him committing a fake theft during one of the courses?
What, about him going through people's bags? Yeah, he tried that thing on me as well, weirdo.
So you were at Third Eye?
Yes. Yes, I went there for a few months after college and I left because I hated it. And I didn't know Atlas was the same thing. And I went with Simon.
Does Simon know that?
No. I didn't want to burst his bubble, so I
violence right in the chat.
didn't say anything.
So he doesn't know you went to Third Eye?
No.
Ah! So is that where you met Ryan as well?
Yep.
Right.
I believe Paul Darrell was in like Doctor Who and
Well, it was
stuff like
just-
that. I forget what.
It was stupid. They just
Not
made
a
you
big
do
Doctor
things
Who person.
to other people and be abusive just to prove that you could, and I absolutely hated it.
What sort of things?
Oh, just stupid things. Nasty things to prove that you could do it. It was about not feeling guilty.
I'll never know.
And it was horrible. That's why I left.
And is Simon doing all of this stuff now?
No, I think they had to stop because it was just getting ridiculous. I think somebody got arrested or something.
Very interesting.
Aha.
So, you witnessed Paul's money-stealing stunt, is that right?
Yes.
But you weren't there when Liam died.
No.
Don't quite understand that, you see, because Paul pulled the stunt on the same night. Liam died later that evening.
I must have got mixed up.
So you don't know anything about Liam's death, even though you were there on that night?
No.
I've
Emma.
caught you lying like 4 times. Come on.
I think you better explain, don't you?
There you go.
It was the stupid course, wasn't it?
Go on.
Well, we were all told to do stupid things, and then that thieving thing happened, and so...
Take a breath, Emma.
Liam killed himself because of me.
Why?
Liam had a birthmark on the side of his face. And no one would mention anything, even though we all knew it was there. And they all thought it was ugly. So I thought I'd say something, and I even asked Paul if it was okay to say it.
What did he say?
He said he wouldn't mind. Then Liam killed himself. Liam's dead because of me.
Well, Emma, I'm quite sure you regret what you said, but I really don't think you caused Liam's death. There's always more to these things than meets the eye. It wasn't your fault.
We can't tell Simon, please.
Simon doesn't need to know. Don't worry.
Thank you.
9 o'clock. Poor Emma. I suppose it's possible that what she said led to Liam's death, but I really doubt it. I blame the Rands before I blame her.
Do you think Emma's criticism of Liam on that last
No, I went too fast again.
Suicide?
I doubt it, Hal.
Did you encourage Emma to criticize him?
I didn't encourage Emma to do anything. I mean, he told her we told every student to express themselves as they want to.
Probably.
It would be out of order to
I'd have to wait a sec for him to like stop talking for the music to calm down, I think.
I didn't expect
before going into the next cutscene.
to criticize his birthmark. That's what it was. That's a decision she took herself.
So you didn't know her well?
No, not at all.
Aha. You say you didn't know Emma, yet you bought her a freedom necklace.
I don't remember saying anything about buying Emma a necklace.
So you didn't buy her one? So you did buy her one. So that means you must have known her, and quite well too.
Stop making such a big thing about this, Inspector. Look, I've been around a few years. The clock is ticking.
Aww.
And I admit I have an embarrassing weakness for attractive women.
Totally understandable.
It was a stupid mistake, but that's all it was.
So you're saying you tried it on with her?
No, I didn't try it on. I bought her a necklace. I'm not aware that there's a law against buying presents unless, of course, the Third Reich has been elected while I was at a bridge party. Emma was old enough to make decisions for herself. And as a matter of fact, she decided that she didn't want to be bothered with an old fool like me. So nothing happened, no mistakes, nobody got hurt. All right.
Okay.
Like father, like son.
Let's go steal some
no
stuff.
surprises there. I wonder how many students Paul has tried it on with.
Sorry, I keep saying steal. I mean investigate more. You know, and take materials as required.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll come in handy. Don't know why I never remember to buy one.
That's all right. We got one now.
Well. And there's the mask symbol again. Looks like someone's been trying to make a point.
Let's go show Ryan pictures of his car.
Ask about a few more things, please. Do you know what these are?
Oh, yes, that's my old car. It was vandalized. I took those for the insurance company. Where did you find those?
At the pub. You know who did this?
Yes. A girl called Lisa Blint. She was on the course, very strange girl.
And why did she write the words devil worshippers all over your car?
Well, she was a very strange girl. She had a lot of psychological problems. I'm not entirely sure, Inspector. I mean, she took a dislike to the course for some particular reason. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And she asked for a refund. I declined. And she decided to spray her disapproval all over my car.
Odd thing to spray, isn't it, though? Devil worshippers?
Well, she was a very odd girl, Inspector. Maybe she thought it was a way of getting back at us. I've no idea.
Did Rebecca know about it?
Well, yes, she did, but I wasn't about to unleash Rebecca on her. She can be quite fierce sometimes, you know. And I mean, the girl wasn't vindictive. She had psychological problems. She lives in the village, actually. The run-down house at the end of the lane. Can't miss it.
She's the local poor person.
Right, thank you.
Finally, he gets that drink off.
Thank you. Probably be back later. Could that be where Lisa lives? Run-down house at the end of the lane. That's what Ryan said, wasn't it?
I want to get some water during this scene.
Is it Lisa?
Yes.
Inspector Jenks, I'm investigating an incident in the village. I wonder if I could ask you a few questions.
What sort of incident?
I'd rather come in and discuss it if that's all right with you. I promise I won't take long. Thank you. I'll just go in here, yes?
I have to go out in a minute.
Oh, look, I can come back later.
I might not be here. What did you want to ask?
I just wanted to ask you, did you know Kate Vine?
No.
Right. Well, I heard that you're familiar with Atlas, the life skills training company.
What do you want to know about Atlas?
Well, I heard you reacted badly to it.
Of course I reacted badly. So would anyone.
Now, why do you say that?
Because they're devil worshippers.
Devil worshippers?
They're making demons appear. They're tricking everybody. They're getting people to join up, then they're putting demons inside them. You can see them.
See who?
Demons.
Where could you see them?
In the mirrors.
At Atlas.
Any mirror. You can't get rid of them. They stay inside you.
So, how did you get rid of them?
I didn't.
You still see them?
I just don't look. I put all the lights on. I make sure it's all bright. I put them on when I need to look in the mirror. If I make sure everything is bright, I just see myself without seeing the other person.
Who is the other person?
She's like me, but older. It's like her eyes sink in. She's all wrinkled, with a wrinkled mouth. Like she's dying. And then I realize I'm her. I'm not me anymore. I'm her. I'm sorry, I have to go now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Good old Lisa.
more questions, if that's okay?
Yeah, the guy on the couch is just really, really comfy. It's all good, dude.
Has devil worship ever been part of the course, Ryan?
Am I correct in assuming that you have spoken to Lisa?
It is almost 5 a.m. over here.
She's been telling me all about the Atlas obsession with Satanism, Ryan.
Then if you've met Lisa Blint, then you will have worked out for yourself that she has a very vivid imagination. She also has psychological problems, diagnosed psychological problems, as a matter of fact.
So where did she get the idea that you lot were, devil worshippers?
I really have no idea. The girl is insane. She's frightened of her own shadow, bless her. She actually thinks that demons are possessing her even now. You really can't trust a word she says.
So you are saying there has never been any devil worship at Atlas?
I don't even know what devil worship is, Inspector. It's not something I particularly know anything about. I certainly don't recall anyone ever having worshipped the devil at Atlas. We even tried to help the poor girl by paying for some treatment, but she didn't want it.
Really?
It's not easy to offer someone help when they think that you're the problem.
Fuck.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
Does that ever happen to you before?
No, this is a new thing, yeah.
A few more questions, please.
Yeah. There we go. And where's the mirror? Where is the mirror? I'm not used to... Not there, is it? Oh, I didn't ask about the mirror yet.
Have you seen one of these before?
I believe that looks like a scrying mirror to me.
You have seen one before?
Well, I used to have one myself, actually, along with lots of other bits and pieces of that nature. Silly things, you know.
Really?
Yes, when I was in my teenage years, I had quite an obsession with that kind of thing. I was a very somber child, and well, not that you could tell, always playing fantasy games, reading books about that kind of malarkey, you know.
What sort of books did you read?
Well, books on black magic, not the chocolates. Witchcraft, satanic rituals, that kind of thing. I grew out of it, of course.
But you're not into that sort of thing now.
Of course I'm not. I don't need to believe in the supernatural, Inspector. The natural world is far more interesting. Don't you think so?
Aha. So you used to read a lot about voodoo and satanic rituals, but you don't know anything about devil worship?
Well, obviously. I just meant we don't worship the devil. We're not devil worshippers here at Atlas, Inspector. Ridiculous.
But the point is, Ryan, that you claim not to know anything about it, but admitted you were obsessed with it when you were younger. Are you sure none of that made its way onto the Atlas course? And that Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything within that course?
Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything other than her own imagination, Inspector. Look, we do use some techniques that some students find difficult, disturbing. We encourage them to see things differently, that's all. And some people simply aren't up to that. Some people, like Lisa, that's why we introduced the aptitude test.
What's the aptitude test?
This.
Doesn't even have to
We
look.
ask students to fill in an aptitude test. Medical history, psychological issues, that kind of thing. Any medication that they have used in the past, any medication that they currently are using. Here, take a look. Basically, it's just to try and make sure that we don't get another Lisa.
Has it worked?
Well, touch wood so far, yes.
Can I keep a copy of this? I wonder how much importance they actually give to this test. And what are they doing that's so disturbing anyway? I'll ask you a couple more things, please. Can you tell me a bit about this, please? It's the Atlas aptitude test.
What do you want to know?
What does it test, exactly?
It's a test we introduced to make sure that any students didn't have any major personality problems, skeletons in the cupboard, so to speak. We introduced it because we had a little bit of a problem with one of the students.
Lisa.
You are well informed.
And what do you think it was that disturbed her?
I believe that the course proved to be too demanding for her. We discovered that she had one or two psychological problems and she couldn't handle it.
And did you change anything else on the course apart from introducing the test?
We increased the entrance age to 21. Well, wasn't much, but it's about the only thing we could do. We didn't want another Lisa. We didn't want students turning around and suing us, did we?
Can you tell me more about the auto-hypnosis techniques used on the course?
We don't use hypnosis on the course.
Not at all?
Not anymore.
So, how was it used?
Hypnosis is probably the wrong word, Inspector. It's nothing to do with the trances or things like that. It was meant to force... to help students.
Did you force them?
You can't force anybody into being hypnotized. You have to want to be hypnotized. It's not something out of your control. You can't be hurt or damaged in any way by hypnosis.
So you've never put pressure on students to enter into hypnosis?
It would be impossible to do so.
Aha. So nobody has ever been affected by auto-hypnosis, except Lisa.
Hypnosis wasn't the problem, Inspector. Lisa was the problem with Lisa. That's why we introduced the test.
But the hypnosis was the trigger, wasn't it?
Lisa arrived on the course believing we were all devil worshippers. She was nuts to start with. We didn't make her like that.
Well, as far as I can tell, Paul, you've had one student accuse you of devil worship and two others commit suicide. Some of your students aren't having a very good time on this course, are they?
Nonsense. Kate was enjoying every minute of it. She couldn't get enough of it.
Really?
She was full of the joys of life. Bubbly, confident, flirty.
With who?
You mean with whom?
With whom?
Pretty much everybody. Including me, as I remember.
Really? And, did you respond?
I don't get into relationships with students, Inspector. Company policy. It's not professional.
Interesting admission that Kate flirted with him. There's no way Paul would have turned down an opportunity like that. Aha.
So you avoid relationships with students, except for Emma, who you tried to date.
Oh, come on, Inspector. That was a long time ago.
And what about Kate Vine? Did you try to date her or not?
Oh, don't be so ridiculous, Inspector. Kate was an exceptionally clever girl. She knew exactly what she wanted, and she knew how to get it.
You mean that Kate approached you?
It wouldn't surprise me if she was playing everyone in the group. Kate had more enemies than you'd think. She was a very, very manipulative young woman.
It's getting late. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace if I'm gonna solve this by midnight.
I just don't want to tell tales.
More really balanced audio going on. Oh.
So it's going to be that kind of evening, is it? If you do.
Problems?
Hello, Inspector. See you later.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, we don't actually steal this, yeah. Jinx has some morals. Some. Yeah, medicine.
You can't be taking so much prescription.
Not like, yeah.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. The cupboard downstairs, there's a lot of unopened stuff in it.
Is there?
Prescriptions. Made out to you.
Oh. They're just spare painkillers. The chemist always gives us too many. He's a friend of the family.
Aha. So, you don't take any medicines except for prescription painkillers.
Well, they're not actually for me, they're Ryan's. For some reason, the chemist always makes them out to my name. He's an old gentleman.
Does Ryan need prescription painkillers?
Yes, he's got arthritis.
Really? He's young to suffer from that, isn't he?
He doesn't have it badly, but he does need medication from time to time.
What medicine is it?
I can tell you, to be honest. Ryan will know.
So Ryan's the one using the prescriptions. I think I might have a word with him, work out exactly what this medicine is. Bit careless, Simon. Probably nothing important, but at this stage, I need all the clues I can get. A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Is this yours?
Yeah. That's from my keys. Where did you find that?
Just outside.
Right. Oh, it must have come off when Nathan dropped my keys off. He was borrowing my car.
That's very trusting.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I am a bit too trusting, really. It's a new car as well.
Whose is the bike outside?
Oh, that's my cousin's. He lent me it. I need to buy a new lock for it, though.
So it's your bike at the moment?
Yeah. There's no bus service to speak of around here, so it's really the only way to get around.
Oh, well, we're exiting.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Very cool.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
It's me again.
Aha.
So the bike's the only way you can get to work, yes?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the car?
I can't drive the car yet, can I? I don't have my license.
Right.
I got a windfall from an insurance payout. Just figured I'd buy something sensible with it straight away instead of wasting the money.
What was the insurance payout?
It was for a laptop. It got stolen down at Atlas.
At Atlas?
Well, they didn't break in. I think they just walked in and took it. The laptop was in a storeroom, but I think the lock was broken, to be honest.
Doesn't sound like they're taking their security very seriously.
Actually, it got a lot better after that.
I think I'll check it anyway.
Must have been a very nice laptop to be able to buy a car with the insurance. Or a very cheap car. Might have to have a talk with Ryan about his security measures.
That's exactly what we'll go do. Yeah, it was a MacBook.
Please. Thank you.
It's from Apple.
Were you at Atlas when Simon's laptop was stolen?
Oh, I believe I was, yes. It was taken from the storeroom in the hallway.
Hell yeah, get that new laptop stand for $1,000.
We're quite exposed out here. Somebody could just have wandered along the lanes, seen into the storeroom. It's not particularly secure. They could have been in and out within minutes. That's why we advise people to keep their valuables with them. You can't be too careful these days, Inspector.
Tell me about your arthritis.
Oh, you found out about that. Well, yes, I'm old before my time.
It's very unlucky to have it so young.
Well, I take a lot from life, Inspector, and sometimes life likes to give you a little bit back. I mean, it's not too bad, it's not too debilitating. It's mainly some in my right hand, some in my left hand. It's not particularly a problem. Makes it difficult to hold small things, though.
What do you take for it?
I get a prescription painkiller.
How often do you need that?
Not often, as and when. I keep some here, I keep some at home. It's not a problem.
Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum?
No. What is it?
It's a hallucinogenic plant, a legal one, at least for the moment.
I've no interest in drugs, Inspector. My job. That's the only drug I need, as trite as that may sound.
Do you know any students who may have used hallucinogens?
No. My students aren't interested in that kind of thing. Besides, no one is allowed drugs or alcohol onto the site. I don't think anyone has ever brought drugs to Atlas.
Do you have any medicines on site at all?
No, we're not allowed, insurance purposes.
Nope, doesn't keep any medicines on site. Whoops. Right, arthritis. Here we go. There it is. Aha.
So, you don't keep any medicines on site at Atlas?
No.
Except your prescription painkillers?
Well, these are not available to the students.
But they are kept on site?
Yes, but they're locked away. They're kept in the storeroom. Nobody would have access.
You're sure about that?
Absolutely sure.
What are the painkillers, Ryan?
Painkillers. Just painkillers. Normal painkillers.
Paracetamol, codeine, morphine.
Well, all right, they're morphine tablets, yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, come on, Inspector. I know what you're thinking, but there's no way Kate could have had access to them.
In case
because
anyone's
they're in the store.
yeah, forgot.
Not just that,
Kate
she
had
wouldn't have even
morphine in
known
her blood,
about them,
so.
or where they were.
That's why that's important.
Sure about that?
Yes.
So it is morphine Ryan's taking. The pieces are starting to come together. Now I just have to work out how Kate got hold of it. If it was Ryan's morphine she got hold of course. Aha. So the storeroom isn't particularly secure, yet you keep your morphine tablets in there. I thought you said no one could get access to the morphine, but they could, quite easily, couldn't they, Ryan?
I didn't mean that storeroom. I meant a different storeroom. I keep them in there.
Ah, right.
Okay. So where was it locked up?
It's upstairs. It's got a combination lock on it. Nobody could have access to it except me and Dad. Nobody.
I might have a look at that if you don't mind.
Nobody.
Don't mind at all.
A combination locked room, I see. Well, I might have a look around for that. See how secure and combination locked it really is.
Is this completely randomly generated when you start the game?
Nope.
Welcome to the Mirror Room. This exercise is all about identifying the difference between the image one presents to the world and one's real self, which lies deep in our
Water grab real quick.
As you move through the network of mirrors, practice seeing yourself as a stranger. The more you separate from your persona, the more aware you will become of your true desires and ambitions. Chant with us. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself. This exercise involves the use of liberation masks. You have now completed Module 1. Module 2 covers boundary testing, threshold testing, and extreme testing. Please read the notes carefully before attempting the module.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Ask you a couple more things, please. Do you know about the Mirror Room at Atlas?
Yeah.
What's it used for?
Well, it's mainly for the auto-hypnosis module. You go in and you stare into the mirror and you go into a trance. Then when you're ready, you come back out.
So you just go in whenever you want to?
No. There's certain times when you're allowed in, and only they know the combinations anyway, so you can't really get in.
You don't know the combination?
No.
I think you dropped this outside. Someone you know.
Oh, this is just from some IT guy I met. I don't need him.
Enough. I noticed some numbers on the back. Do you need these?
I don't know. What is it?
1905?
Oh, yeah, that's just a pin or something. It's okay, I can remember it.
So not an offshore savings account or anything?
No, it's it's not important.
Oh. Aha.
So you didn't know the combination to the locked mirror room?
No.
Except you'd written it down, hadn't you? This is the combination to the mirror room, Simon, that you wrote. It isn't a pin, it's a combination.
Yeah.
You see, this sort of thing makes me suspicious, Simon. What were you doing in there that you didn't want anyone, including me, to find out?
It's just part of the course, isn't it? I just wanted to go in there when I was ready.
On your own? You didn't give the number to anyone else?
No.
Simon, there was morphine kept in that room that might have played a part in Kate Vine's death. Did Kate have the number?
Yes, okay. We both went in.
Together?
We were trying to outdo each other. We both tried to morph in.
What do you mean, trying to outdo each other?
It's part of the course. To see how far you can push yourself. To see if you could do something you wouldn't normally do.
When was this?
A few months ago.
How often did you try it?
Only that once. I'd never do it again.
How about Kate?
I don't know. Sorry.
So that's how Kate got the morphine. But what exactly does this testing involve? Could this have been what killed Kate? 11 o'clock. Just an hour left to solve this thing.
He got some packages in. Let's go steal them. I mean, investigate. Sorry, that's a third time. Sorry. Hold on. Thought I was supposed to go in. Oh, it's probably up the farther. That's right. Whoops.
So James is interested in poppy pods, is he? I think he's got some explaining to do.
Yeah, but actually we're gonna go ask Simon about them.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind. Odd question, but have you ever seen anyone handling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? As in, for opium? No. Though James did have opium tea once, I think.
Where did he get it from?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask. James does his own thing.
What does opium tea taste like?
I don't know. I didn't try it.
Really?
I didn't want to risk it, did I? But I went to hospital once. I had codeine and I went into anaphylactic shock. The doctor said it was an opium derivative, apparently, so.
Aha. You and Kate took morphine in the mirror room. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're allergic to opiates, Simon. Opium. You didn't take the morphine at all, did you?
Well, no, I didn't. Kate did, though.
I thought you were trying to outdo each other. That was the point, wasn't it?
We weren't trying to outdo each other as such.
Go on.
Ryan wanted me to test Kate. To see how far she would go to be prime candidate.
What candidate?
Prime candidate. It means the best person in the group, basically.
What do you mean, test her?
But you do it in pairs. One person's the tester, it's me. And the other person's the...
victim.
Well, it's not like that. It's completely consensual. It's just boundary testing. Ryan wanted me to test Kate.
Because they thought she was the best student?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I just did what I was told, okay?
Except you decided to give her morphine. To break the law.
Well, I can't change that now, can I? She didn't die of a morphine overdose, did she?
She died because she drowned. But she drowned for reasons that aren't clear.
Atlas seemed to have this all neatly worked out. If Simon's telling the truth, Atlas are lighting the fuse and then retiring to a safe distance, letting students test themselves and push themselves to their limits while avoiding all comeback. Is this what happened to Kate?
Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. You can push it all the way in, Tom, if you want to. Excellent, Tom.
Excuse me. Would someone care to tell me exactly what's going on here?
Don't come any closer.
That man needs a doctor.
No, he doesn't.
I don't need a doctor. I'm fine. Go away.
What is this?
A test.
Of what?
What does it look like? It's a threshold test. A pain threshold test. I thought, you were supposed to be good at working things out, Inspector Jenks.
And so this would be for Atlas, would it? Kyle?
You disappear now.
It's not a good idea to talk to a police inspector like that.
Do you want me to make you?
It's okay, Tom. Mr. Jenks won't be bothering us anymore.
Don't make any rash commitments. Well, well. You really should take more care of your things, Ryan.
Is your keys, Kyle?
Sold the keys before 12.
No.
So that's threshold testing, is it? Sticking a skewer through your hand? I could just ask Ryan or Paul directly about this, but I think I'll bide my time. See what I can do with this key fob
Oh
first.
yeah, Jenks steals a car.
He's investigating the car Lurk.
No, he's stealing it.
Oh, he's actually stealing this one? Shit.
No, you're right. He's investigating.
Oh.
Bingo. Well, Ryan, what have you been up to? Be very interesting to see how he explains this one.
Interesting.
Ask about a few more things, please. Would you like to explain what this is, please, Ryan? £500 intended for Kate. It fell out of your car. At least I assume that's your car on the driveway at Brandon House.
I suppose so.
So why were you going to give Kate £500, Ryan?
It was just a little incentive, that's all. Just a little incentive.
Not very little, Ryan. £500.
She was a very good student. We heard that she was leaving. We wanted to give her something.
But you didn't.
Well, obviously not.
Are you sure there wasn't any other reason you might want to give her this? Personal reason?
No!
Well, I'd like to keep hold of this for a little while, if you don't mind.
Well, don't consider it a bribe, will you, Inspector?
Now, tell me what a prime candidate is.
You're learning a lot, aren't you, Inspector? Prime candidates are simply the best students, the ones with the most potential.
And what benefits do they get from that?
Well, they get the top job.
Which is?
Well, we have a deal with various multinationals. We train students to be exceptional, truly exceptional. And they get a wonderful top job. It seems a very simple deal.
And how do you decide who the prime candidate is?
Do you test students?
No.
Did you ever, say, ask Simon to test Kate, for instance?
Oh, you've actually been speaking to Simon, haven't you? I really wouldn't trust anything that Simon Thompson says. You know, he spent the best part of 2 months trying to undermine Kate. No. Now, Simon Thompson, it really isn't my place to speculate, but if you're looking for motives, Inspector, he certainly had a few motives. More than I.
A motive to kill her, do you mean?
Now, that's very interesting, Inspector. Well, that's up to you to decide.
Where's auto-hypnosis? I went past it for sure. Maybe not. Where the heck is it? There it is.
Can you tell me about auto-hypnosis?
No. What would you like to know?
Do you use it on the course?
We dip into it occasionally, but it's not a major feature of the course. I would say that, well, a minority of the students know how to use it, but the majority wouldn't know and have a clue.
It's not a requirement of the course?
No, not at all. We don't ask people to do things that they're not comfortable with. There's no bribery, no coercion. We're thinking about phasing auto-hypnosis out, actually.
What's the reason for that?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Inspector, it doesn't actually work very well.
Aha. So, students aren't coerced or bribed in any way, except Kate.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You said you were going to give Kate the £500 as an incentive. That's coercion, isn't it?
I really don't think you could call it coercion, Inspector. It was an incentive, that's all, a little encouragement.
So, how often do you use incentives?
Okay, incentive is probably the wrong word. The money was just to see how Kate would respond. It was part of her assessment.
Assessment?
We have to assess students as they progress. We don't use conventional methods like sitting an exam or anything like that. People pay for this course per session. We have to know if they're committed or not.
So you're assessing their progress and testing their commitment?
Yes, we are. We have to. This is a business, not a charity.
So Ryan's claiming the money was part of Kate's assessment. And did this assessment also involve threshold testing, I wonder? Or was the money for something else?
Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, right, okay. Hold on. Hold on, just flubbing a little bit, you know, just flubbing around here. That's what I needed. Here it is.
Aha.
Well, which one is it, Ryan? Do you test students or not?
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Why was she being tested?
She was being tested because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate was in the running to be prime candidate?
Yes!
And did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, I did. But I didn't ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference! If Simon decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility. So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it.
Midnight, and still no suspect, unless you count everyone I've interviewed. It's no surprise that Ryan wants to avoid any suggestion of being responsible for Kate's death, but I wonder if...
Was Kate a prime candidate?
Well, as Ryan has probably already told you, yes, she was.
Did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, it's company policy. Leaders don't get involved.
And it covers your back, of course.
Well, nobody knows the students better than they do, Inspector. It's much better to let them just work it out among themselves.
It isn't very professional to force students to test each other to the point where one of them gets killed, Paul.
We don't force students to do anything that they don't want to do, Inspector.
So you don't force them into being tested?
No, we don't encourage anybody to hurt or offend anybody else here.
You don't use threshold testing, for instance?
No. If Simon Thompson went too far with Kate, that's his responsibility, not ours. He's the one you should be speaking to, if truth be told. I don't trust him myself.
Can you tell me about the room with the mirrors at Atlas? The one with the combination lock?
How did you get in there?
I was given the code for the combination.
By Ryan?
Well, nobody else is allowed to know the code, are they?
Not in theory.
So how's the room used on the course, then?
It's a meditation room where the students can reflect on themselves, literally.
And what about the CD?
Nice.
Well, that helps too. It's part of the program.
So you send the students into the room, they put the CD on, they stare into the mirrors. And how long does this last for?
Until the CD finishes or they fall asleep. What else would you like to know?
Aha.
You say you don't endorse threshold testing, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Except you do, Paul. Because you told me that the students use that CD in the mirror room. I've listened to that CD, and it very clearly mentions threshold testing. You keep batting this away, Paul. We don't really use
No, this isn't like
The students aren't
shape-shifting
really
detective
tested,
where
but I
the,
am this close to launching a full-scale investigation.
Look, we get a kickback
where the
from
person
these
you're looking for is
students, and they have
randomized.
to be exceptional.
This game
Of
is
course we have to
linear. The
test them.
story is the
That doesn't
story.
mean we do anything illegal. What do you think
The
we do?
contradictions
Bomb
are
up
the
the ones we don't
contradictions.
like?
Well, that depends on how far you push them, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly don't kill them. Nobody here wanted Kate dead.
I'm sure they didn't. But what do you expect, Paul, when you put students under that much pressure?
She was a very, very valuable student. She was worth a lot to the business.
Really? And how much would that be?
Well, if you really want to know, 50 grand.
She was worth 50 grand?
Yes.
What, you were selling her?
Of course we were selling her. You don't get this, do you? We make perfect employees. Month after month. That's all we do.
What do you mean, perfect employees?
What big business needs, Inspector, more than anything else, is none of this altruistic, goody-goody crap. What we look for is people with ambition, no ethics, push, greed is good, all right? We don't deal with all this comfort stuff. The survival of the fittest, that's all there is. There's no higher purpose, no big plan. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow, except what you have and you can enjoy in the here and now.
And what do you enjoy now, Paul?
You're gonna have to excuse me. Inspector, I'm a very busy man. I've got work to do.
I'll see myself out.
Lovely man, your father.
Shut the gate on your way out.
Are we investigating more?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing his level best to shut this place down. Get rid of him. He's a policeman. We can't just... You saw this, right? You man up and you sort it. Tonight.
That doesn't sound good. Two totally morally bankrupt men are plotting to get rid of me. It's midnight. I don't have any backup and I don't even have a mobile phone. This is potentially quite bad. What's Kyle got to do with it? I think I might make my way over to Atlas while Ryan isn't there. Maybe lock myself in.
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal with that ridiculous police inspector.
What is this? What the hell? Scotland Yard. Not hell. Hello, Ryan.
Inspector, what are you doing here?
Inspecting. So,
Yeah, inspecting.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
That's all we do.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector. The best thing that you can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
Knife.
What?
That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and interfere.
This is all part of the Atlas course. It's a physical endurance exercise.
Drop the knife. The knife, Kyle!
Kyle.
Drop it!
Drop it.
Not looking 100% brilliant for you, Ryan.
Well, please, Inspector, you've poked your nose into Atlas's affairs enough times to know that imaginative flair is part of the course's success. Our lessons are reinforced by a unique emotional experience.
Terror?
It's an extremely evocative tool.
Well, it's a good job you're not in charge of the national curriculum.
Now look, Inspector, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're thinking. But believe me, Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Eyewitness account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods. That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate last Friday after the meeting. Now, Simon had some strange idea that he was in the running to become prime candidate. Well, a knob of butter has more chance of becoming prime minister. Oh, wait.
So you're telling me
Simon killed her? Well, it seems reasonable. It's likely, isn't it?
Any more likely than you, Ryan? Pig!
Whoa, wait a minute. Face fucking jinx. Police brutality.
God, it never gets old. Oh my god, so good.
Couple more questions, if that's okay?
Hey, it's me.
What would you say if I said it's been suggested that you were seen walking home with Kate after Atlas last Friday?
What? By who?
The same person who suggested that you wanted Kate out of the picture because you found out she was in the running to be prime candidate.
Who said that?
Just a question.
I didn't think I was in the running. It was Ryan, wasn't it?
I am in no position to say.
It was Ryan.
Simon, calm down.
No, I can prove it. Kate's driving licence, give it to me.
Why?
Kate's driving licence, please. See that pattern on the tape there? Let me show you something. See this pattern? Now look at that. It's the same pattern.
Whoa.
This has come from the same roll of tape as this.
So?
So there's only one person who's taped like that. Ryan.
There's only one roll of that tape in the world.
He gave me this piece of tape when I was in his office once.
No one has that pattern.
Why has Kate's driving licence got a piece of Ryan's tape on it?
Yeah, it's Ryan's
no
tape.
Idea, Simon.
Where did you find it?
Oh, by the lake.
It's obvious, isn't it? Ryan was testing her.
Yeah.
He was doing a boundary test to see how much she would do, how far she would go to be a prime candidate. But it all went wrong. Okay. It's one of the things we do at the course, right? You give something that's important to you to someone else, then they go and hide it somewhere. It's to teach you to not be bothered when you lose something that's important to you, all right? Kate gives her driving licence to Ryan. Ryan goes and hides it somewhere down the lake. Kate finds out, she goes down looking for it, probably drunk, and she falls in.
I'm afraid I find that a bit far-fetched, Simon.
It makes perfect sense if you know anything at all about how Atlas works.
But Simon, if you got the tape from Ryan, Kate could have got it from him.
He told me he doesn't lend it out.
He lent it to you.
But I didn't kill her! Do a lab test on the card. His DNA will be all over it.
And what if yours is all over it?
It won't be. I didn't kill her! I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. I need some painkillers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we didn't establish that he's allergic to that or anything. We didn't point that out earlier. Or did we? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Where did he go in such a hurry? Was he trying to act as suspiciously as possible? A few more questions, please.
Have you seen patterned tape like this anywhere before?
Oh, Ryan's got some. I know, because I borrowed it.
When was that?
A couple of months ago?
Have you still got it?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it since then.
Where is it?
Aha. You last saw that sticky tape 2 months ago.
There's our last contradiction.
So how come you used it last week to tape over the broken window outside? That's the same tape.
Well, I must have been mistaken.
You see, the reason I'm asking is that it's exactly the same tape that was found attached to Kate's driving licence, found at the scene. The tape that only Ryan has. Ryan, and of course, you.
So what are you saying?
Who's got the tape now? Do you know where it is?
No. No, I don't know where it is. Why are you asking me about this tape?
You seem nervous, Rebecca. Is there a problem?
Well, you're practically accusing me of having something to do with that woman's murder, aren't you?
I wasn't accusing you of anything, Rebecca. Unless there's something you'd like to tell me.
No, I wouldn't like to tell you anything.
Okay, well, that's fine. Obviously, we'll be swabbing everyone in the area for DNA, so if anything comes up on Kate's license, DNA traces.
What will come up? Nothing will come up. Right, I've had enough. I've got to get back.
Rebecca! Would you like to explain to me exactly what is going on.
Which bit? The fact that some leggy bitch was trying to steal my husband?
I think you had better tell me what you know, Rebecca.
Okay, you want to know what I know? Kate Vine seduced my husband and was going to blackmail him. Not only did she sleep with him, that whore did it just for his money, our money.
How did you work that out?
I heard her. I knew it was her arguing with Emma Bowman. Emma was trying to talk her out of it.
And how did she come to be at the lake?
She dropped that driving license thing when she came in. She was drunk, she dropped her bag. I took it out to the woods and stuck it over the lake. Then I waited for her. When she came out, I told her where it was, that someone had just run off into the woods with it.
You led her to the lake.
She was reaching out over the lake to get it. I didn't do anything, she just fell in.
But you let her drown.
It was dark, I couldn't see anything, I couldn't help her.
Really? Did you try, Rebecca?
Well, it was too late. She was just flapping about in the water. It was pathetic, she was making these gurgling sounds.
And what did you do?
I got a big stick. I just pushed her down with it until she stopped.
I loved
Well, she was dead anyway, what did it matter?
You killed her, Rebecca.
But she slept with my husband.
She didn't, Rebecca.
What do you mean?
You got the wrong girl.
Who? Emma. It was Emma.
I should have killed Emma.
Rebecca Rand,
Fuck.
I am arresting you for the murder of Kate Vine. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be taken down and will be used in evidence against you. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, it appears that Kate Vine's death was a tragic case of mistaken identity. But there are some loose threads here. What was Ryan doing with Kyle and that girl in the woods?
Yeah, what were they doing?
If I hadn't interrupted. And what really happened to Liam last year?
Who was that guy?
It seems I've only scratched the surface of Atlas and the Rand business empire. Trying to find out about Paul Rand's past is like peering into dense fog. He gives nothing away and covers his tracks with military efficiency. However, what is known is that Paul Rand has a lot of connections in high places, politicians, celebrities, business leaders. Perhaps James Wilson's ideas weren't too wide of the mark after all. I get the feeling there's still a lot more to learn about the Rand business empire.
You're gonna have to excuse us. Atlas is closed for the moment, but we'll be open again very soon. Thank you for your interest.
Yeah, so rest in peace, Paul Darrow. Time's gonna come up after the credits when Ryan Rand and Inspector Jenks. No, wait. Is it Paul Darrow or is it Ryan? I can't remember. One of those two. They run across the field and they high five, and time is when they high five in the middle.
That's a great way to say it.
Yeah, this is a speedrun. There's a lot of stuff that happened though. We're about 15 minutes behind, I'd say, give or take.
Or are there 15 minutes of credits?
No, there's like 15 minutes of me like resetting the screen cropping, having to exit the game, having to exit some of the conversations and enter them back in because I couldn't select anything on the screen for some reason. All that good stuff. No, I don't have any of this memorized actually. I have a note that tells me what to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
When's the task of this?
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know when the task would be. Maybe someday.
Just watch a movie.
It'd
be great.
I could imagine like a task like finding a way to like weasel his way into like a later.
All right, so time's coming up. And time.
Hell yeah.
Kate's
Oh, they added the dedication to Paul Derek. Another clap, please. Hell yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed Contradiction. I know that FMV point-and-click adventures speedruns are not maybe the most prestigious thing ever, but hey, it's a good time, right? So hope you enjoyed.